Abbott Elementary season 3 is over, but we're just getting started wrapping things up here on Recap Kickback. What's up, fam? It's Chappell, and I am back again to recap another 2 episodes of Abbott Elementary season 3, episode 13, Smith Playground, and season 3, episode 14, Party. And with me to talk about this momentous occasion, it's the principal, Gia Worthy. Gia, welcome. Gia, we did it, man. We made it.
We made it. We made it. I am Chappell. He fixed her light.
He fixed the light. He fixed the light, man. He fixed the light. Boy, my boy Smooth. He fixed that light, man.
He fixed that light. Oh my God. Just like, this has been 3 seasons and counting. They were really trying to play us in the playground episode, but came back stronger than ever with the finale of season 3, which is Party. And even though it was a shortened season, I am very happy with the results and cannot wait to get into it.
Yes, and so I will go ahead and jump right in. I would love to talk about what we're going to talk about eventually, but let's just build up some suspense. Let's talk about season 3, episode 13, Playground first, Smith Playground first, because yeah, it was a fun one. I really enjoyed this episode. Thanks to the drag queens and Jacob, the Abbott Elementary school, they're able to get reservations at Smith Playground for their official educational field trip with no money at all. But we get to the playground and find out that there's another school there that has also booked this playground. And within seconds, I know that this is going to be a fun one because there's no way Melissa and the Abbott teachers are going to allow this other school to be, to bully their kids, or even, I won't even say bully. Yeah, they're not going to be able to share the playground with anybody. It's just not going to happen.
Oh no, like already, like having that many kids on a playground can just be quite an experience, quite a lot. However, these kids were on one for the majority of this episode, because if someone was pushing my kids, like my metaphorical children, around cutting line, I did not think Melissa Chimenti would be like the face of restraint here, but when I tell you that, like, I was ready to fight through the screen for the betterment of these kids. I was getting protective, I was ready to square up with the kids and the adults of our rival school here.
Yes. Very quickly out the gate, we get, some build up to what will be our ultimate drama in the finale episode, because we're seeing that Jacob is witnessing some good, wholesome, flirty ass moments between Janine and Gregory. He puts her jacket on her. He helps her down from the monkey bars. The tension was palpable throughout. And the whole time I'm thinking, just kiss, just do it. Just do it. But Mr. Morton and his failed marriage just show up to ruin my life, because when they hear Mr. Morton talking about the disdain he has for his ex-wife and how she was a co-worker and how those things led to HR issues potentially, that they never bounced back from being the friendly co-workers that they were. He's now had to change jobs essentially, move schools. This is not what Gregory and Janine need to hear at this moment in order to make the love story that we're all waiting for happen.
Now, listen, I get the sentiment of, don't hook up with coworkers, right? But not every coworker is Janine and Gregory, okay? Like, right. They're a perfect little match here. And if we have had to endure their cute relationship for 3 seasons and counting, you know what? The staff of Abbott Elementary can deal with some inter-office romance, okay? I'm sorry. I'm tired of them all acting like they are the most inconvenienced by this match when we have been waiting, okay? This has been 3 years in the making, and a writer's strike. We went through a lot to get these two together. So I'm sorry if the workplace dynamics are a little different now, Morton. You're just going to have to deal with that.
Right, because I've waited too damn long for this, okay? And so through Smith Playground, they really will, they won't, they us to the point where of no return, honestly. Because we get them on the slide being very cute, we get the relay being very cute, and him being like, no, Janine's got it. I know she can do the monkey bars. I'm like, all right, come on, y'all. Stop playing in my face.
I also love, you kind of already touched on this, but I love that Jacob has just been the sounding board of
Yes.
all of the Janine Gregory shippers for the season, really before this season, because he was a big supporter in season 2 for them as well. But once we got to season 3, he was in full like Janine Gregory mode. He is, I feel like, undeniably now, like even Gregory has accepted that Jacob is his best friend, and like he just wants to see his two besties happy, and like he is us, he is the audience.
Yeah, and he's got Gregory warmed up to the idea. He's got Janine warmed up to the idea. Like he's really playing both sides of me. Like it's clear that you have feelings for this person. It's clear that they like you, and for a second, it's working. But there's this dastardly moment where Gregory is asked to take a photo of Janine and with all her kids in the background, and we get a text message from Manny from the district asking Janine out to dinner. In the moment when you watch this, did you feel like this was the end of this? Like, how did you think we were going to bounce back from Manny and his interloping in our ultimate relationship that we're all trying to get to?
Like, I would not have been mad if this season ended with like Janine going on a date with Manny, right? Like I would not be upset about it because I know the end game is still Janine and Gregory. And if I have to wait one more season for it, I will wait. But I'm glad I didn't have to, because really, like, what are we doing here? I feel like this was just, it was odd because they made this as like almost like a minor setback to them, when the big setback of the episode and their relationship ends up being Morton of all people talking about how his relationship with a coworker did not work out. It just felt a little disconnect there. Like, pick a struggle.
Yeah. It's like the Manny struggle is like it slowed them down. It really made Jacob look kind of foolish because he's like, oh no, Gregory, I promise she has feelings for you. And then Gregory goes and he's like, does she? Because if so, why is she dating Manny? This is confirmation bias, of course, because we know that Gregory already thinks that she might be dating Manny because she saw them out on a double date with Tariq and Erica. That we have been informed, and we were very clear from the beginning that it was not a date. But this is just one more piece of evidence that leads Gregory to know that he might be barking up the wrong tree. But he's so wrong. He's so wrong. And I hated this. But I thought you can bounce back from this. What I didn't think they were going to be able to bounce back from was Ava and Mr. Morton talking about the problem with workplace romances. Not only that, it could ruin the friendship that they already have and has established, but I think that's how you appeal to Gregory, right? You say, okay, this could ruin the relationship you already have. If you want to appeal to Janine and make Janine not want to pursue Gregory, you talk about exactly what Ava talks about, which is this is an HR issue. Y'all start intermingling, and then what if I have to get rid of one of you for the sake of work, and then you have to change schools? And we know Janine is never going to be okay with leaving Abbott Elementary. She just got back. So for me, this was the thing that ultimately shut them down. And I was just like, damn, we're never going to get a relationship that we need. At least we know we're going to get it, but not when I want it.
Yeah, but I just wish there was like more build up to like I feel like the co-workers issue came up kind of out of nowhere.
Right. Of
like a random, like, by the way, this is also an issue. Like, let us not forget. I will defend Ava, right or wrong, in every situation.
That part.
But like, let us not forget, Ava was showing them security footage in the premiere of this season of like all of the updates on the Janine Gregory plotline of this documentary that is filming.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Where was this conversation earlier in the season?
Yeah. You didn't care about workplace relationships there. And like, far be it for me to point out someone else's inconsistencies in relationships. But however, Ava, like, let's get it together here. Like, why are we all worried about workplace relationships in episode 13?
Yeah. Gregory does end up agreeing with Jacob that Mr. Morton sucks. And honestly, yes, but Mr. Morton sucks. I can take that. But also, Mr. Morton can go nowhere. I love Mr. Morton.
I also love Mr. Morton.
Okay.
And I was wavering on it. and then the finale episode solidified. Like, this man is just a nerd. He's got his problems, but I am like really warming up to him being a what's the word, begrudging part of like the core group here. Now, I would have loved, I love the cafeteria staff, right? Like,
Yes.
they are also members of the Abbott family that I want to be joining the inner circle. But like Morton going to like Janine's little party and it just warmed my heart, Like, I do really enjoy Morton, and I'm glad that we are getting more of him towards the end of this season. So I want to see more of him. I'm glad we are both like pro Morton people right now.
Yeah, we've gone on record and said that we really like to expand the Abbott cast to include some of these tertiary characters that we've gotten, the cafeteria staff, Cree Summer, obviously, Mr. Morton. We haven't seen Melissa's sister in a while, but bring her back too. There are several characters that I really think that, like, as long as we keep them in the mix, everything will be fine, including Zach, who, for a second I thought we weren't going to see Zach again, but throughout these 2 episodes, Zachob could potentially be something maybe in the future. I'm not willing to close that door. Gia, we might get Zach back.
I just want Zach back. I don't necessarily need, but like we were introduced to Zach as Jacob's boyfriend, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so like that's just something we already knew about him as the character. But like Zach as his own character was fantastic. So like we didn't need him to be Jacob's boyfriend for us to want to see him again. Like he could have just been introduced as like an Abbott staff member, and like we still would have loved him. Like if he was like the permanent music teacher or something. So
yes.
I'm glad that the finale confirmed that like we, like that the door has not been closed on Zach as a character. Like he's still friends with Janine. He's at the party. The breakup did feel kind of sudden, but it led to some other fun plot lines in season 3. So I wasn't as attached to the relationship itself. I'm attached to the 2 characters of Zach and Jacob separately or together. So I'm happy, I'm happy we got Zach back, and that we are going to get more of him in the future. Like it feels very Tariq coded for me.
Yeah.
That like, okay, just because the relationship's over does not mean we're never going to be seeing these characters again.
Yeah, I love it. I love that Zach is back potentially, and I love that we're expanding the cast. Again, we will see Erica in the next episode as well. Another person that I'm just always thrilled to see on Abbott Elementary. So great guest stars, great, hopefully recurring guests as well. And we had another recurring guest in this episode. So the big drama for this episode, aside from Gregory and Janine of it all, is the Abbott Elementary versus Liberty Rings relay race. The kids cannot get on the same page. Thus, the teachers have stepped in and they can't get on the same page. As you pointed out earlier, Melissa is not going to let anybody bully her kids. And the Liberty Rings teachers probably feel the same. They're looking at the Abbott kids like, why are y'all's kids encroaching on our kids' good time? It starts off a little petty, but then the ball starts rolling. And it starts rolling. And it gets pettier and pettier and pettier until I think at one point we see one of the Liberty Rings teachers getting a bottle of water in front of Gregory and then just pouring the water. In front of Jacob and pouring the water out just to spite him, and then getting more water. Oh man, this is what I need. I like to see our teachers stepping outside of their professionalism to handle a little business here. And we got to see that from all the teachers, including Barbara, Melissa, and Ava even.
Oh yeah, they got Ava out of her blow-up chair, okay? Like that's how you know it was serious. Like her chair started deflating because of how much stress this was causing her. And that is not to be underestimated. I hated this for her. Because
what did you think about Ava though, being the person telling them all to act their age?
I was taken aback for a moment. I was just like, where are we? Right? Like this isn't right. We don't do this normally. I'm like, Errol, Ava, that's stay in your lane. Like, we don't do all
Right.
that, especially for this situation in
Right.
particular.
Maturity on a playground? Stop
Like
it.
let's be real for a second. Those Liberty kids were the ones cutting in line, right? We saw it with our own eyes. That was
Right.
all that. Let us not. This is the thing. Let us not act like both schools were acting the same level of ridiculous. Okay, Liberty definitely started it.
Yeah, there was also some jabs from those teachers that I didn't really love. You know, hey, can you send us your ball over here if you can manage? That kind of stuff. Whoa, hold on, baby, you slow down because we got time today. I was like, Melissa, if you gotta fight them, I might look the other direction.
I'm not. Listen, I do not see nothing. I do not say nothing.
Yeah.
That's not me.
Uh, Yeah. Ava tries to shut this down. She says, y'all, it's kids, it's a playground. Grow up. It's the end of the year. I'm trying to have a good time. I'm trying to relax. I don't want none of this. But one of our guest appearances is back too. Tatiana Ali is back as Ava's sorority sister and the head of the Liberty Rings school. And so once she sees her soror, all bets are off. This is now personal. And the winner gets dibs on the big wooden slide and everything else. Winner takes all. So not much, but the winner, but it's the stakes are high. Damn it, they are. And so,
They are.
yeah. So this is the big race. We have the relay race. We have like the Barbara, Melissa, Ava, Gregory, and Jacob, and Janine was a six leg relay race. Versus the Liberty School. And I mean, between you and me, there was no way Abbott was going to lose this race. Stop
No.
it.
Oh no, absolutely not. Not with Melissa on their team. I'm sorry. That team was playing dirty, no matter what.
Yeah. Yeah, Ava comes out the gate and immediately just sets the tone for what we're about to do. It's crazy because I think most podcasts that you'll listen to will be very like against that level of interference, maybe the
Not us.
cheating or not us. No, stop it.
Nope, absolutely not. Ava pushes Tatiana Ali out of the way so that the race falls in Abbott's favor. Maybe you guys shouldn't have been cutting in the slide.
That part. You should have left Ava
Mhm.
alone. How about if y'all let Ava alone? This wouldn't even be a problem. See, had y'all mind your own business, we wouldn't be here. But Abbott wins, and they're calling this the best field trip ever. And I honestly think this is pretty cool. You were able to take all the kids out. You did not have to spend a lot of money. I think at best you probably had to get buses. And then they all packed their own lunch. Some of them were left in the sun, but again, that's those bratty Liberty kids as teachers.
And they got their
Issue.
ass beat, so it's fine.
That part. And so because of that, I thought this was a solid episode. It was very fun. There are a lot of will they, won't they. But if we're going to talk about these two episodes together, this episode is a nothing burger in comparison to the final episode of the season.
I know, but you forgot the best part, which is how the race was won was because Barbara kind of Usain bolted her way to the end after Ava says Satan is right behind you. So give us a little shout out to our girl Barbara
Yes.
here. She was
Yes,
killing
with her
it.
pose. Yeah. Oh, no. My favorite part of the race is when Janine goes across the monkey bars and instead of finishing the race, she just hits the Dougie. She starts dancing. They're like, Janine, stop dancing. I was like, no, I'm her.
That both members are equally as bad at the monkey bars, like Mr. Water Bottle over there, needs to work on his upper body strength, if you catch my drift.
Yeah. Good on Abbott, but also back at the school, Mr. Johnson has located Ava's secret toilet. Now, I was not ready for this. I forgot about Ava's little, because we know Ava is a doomsday prepper. We know she has fresh water hidden in that building, but she also has a really nice bathroom. And apparently, even Mr. Johnson didn't know about it until now. He's got it.
He has access to it now. That is his toilet now.
Yeah, this was very funny. He ends up getting himself locked out of the school, but it's fine. Ava has a key. Everybody lives. We all move on. Great fun episode for the entire cast, but also this just was to set the table for what we get in our next episode.
I do just want to say that I love the field trip episodes. I'm glad that we get like one per season so far. So I hope that's a tradition that continues. This was a great way to work around the idea of like putting a field trip in a shortened season.
Yes, but season 3, episode 13 is over, and we are up to our finale, and it's the end of the school year. Now, you would think Janine would be very sad about this, but she actually really enjoys the end of the school year. It means her little babies are growing up, the kindergartners are graduating and moving into the first grade. Her little babies are getting excited about next year. It's like this is her time where she wraps up the old stuff and then starts prepping for the new beginnings. And this time, for the last day of school, she is winding down to and throwing a party. Initially, Gia, I heard Janine was throwing a party, and I thought, okay, this might be a little tame. Janine doesn't seem like a party animal to me, but from beginning to end, mostly she has pretty much planned a perfect house party.
Yes, when we say that she planned the perfect house party, we mean she planned everything to such a T that there is something for every single person that has been picked to attend this party.
Mm-hmm. Even in the beginning, before they even get to the party,
Yeah.
Melissa and Barbara are talking about, we need a bigger venue. We can't use Janine's little entryway that she's turned into a home. We need to bring food. I need to bring something. And she's shutting it down because she's even planned for that. She's like, of course they're going to want to do stuff. Of course they're going to want to have it at a different venue, but I need them to have it at my home. Why? Because they'll clean it up. I love seeing Janine throwing laundry on the floor just for them to pick it up. Perfect.
It was incredible. They were all playing checkers and she was playing 3D chess. Like oh my God, like my mind, I need to start doing that. I'm just telling you.
Yes. No, that's a good point. You tell people like, oh, I'm having a party. And then when they get there, when the people are going to get there early, you're like, oh my God, my house is not ready. We
Next
should all help me.
meet and greet is going to be at my house.
Yeah, you're like, oh yeah, we just gotta tidy some things up. Are y'all good? And then of course, like me and Sam and 17 other people are like, no, it's fine. Sit down. We got you. It's your home. Yeah, perfect plan. This was a victimless crime, but I loved it. I love seeing every second of this.
Everyone lived to their full potential here, and it was great to see Barbara and Melissa tag teaming something. Like, this is why they're friends.
Yeah, so when the rest of the guests start to appear, Janine is walking everyone into their sections, right? She's making sure that everybody's in the place for the optimal party going experience because she put a lot of thought into this. She was like, I have a dance floor. The music needs to be very specific. She obviously hires Ava as the DJ because duh, if you're having a party, why wouldn't you? But she also has a movie on screen, We're the Millers. She had, something that you can watch, but nothing that's going to take away from the party atmosphere. She has a dominoes table for Mr. Johnson. It seems like she has everything situated. Even a prop vase, Gia, where when the district shows up and their clumsiness ends up leading to the vase breaking, it's not even a real vase. It's going to something was bound to break. She set up the thing that was bound to break, and then Barbara and Melissa are there to clean it up.
Yep,
her mind,
she knew.
So powerful.
She knew. She had the perfect movie set up with Where the Millers. She had the board games. She had the introverts corner. It was perfect. Excellent planning. Really made me think about my own event planning skills as someone that gets paid to do events for a living. I probably should be doing more. I won't, not to this degree, but I should be. It really made me think.
Yeah, Janine has come such a long way. Now, interesting enough, Manny is there as well because we know the district was invited. And we were under the impression that Manny had asked Janine out on a date via text message. And that's what Gregory is so riled up about, right? He's not happy to see Manny. But how did you feel? Did you think that date was going to lead to anything at this point? Because Gregory is definitely giving Manny the side eye.
Listen, this was going to end one of two ways. The way that we wanted, which is what ended up happening, or Janine and Manny maybe taking a step in the relationship direction, or her considering the idea of going on a date with Manny. It's fine. I mean, we support Janine's choices here, but, I think we got the ending that we wanted for this.
Oh yeah, for sure. We talked about it at the beginning of the season. I really felt like they were giving us a a Manny Janine flirty relationship, and then
Yeah.
toward the middle we kind of lose it. And so if looking through Janine's perspective, she's like, oh yeah, Manny's probably like mildly interested, but he ain't interested. We would have seen a lot more by now, And so she shoots him down, or at least we find that out later on from Erica, that Janine she wasn't a fan of going on a date with Manny because she has eyes for someone else, and I wonder who that could be. Speaking of eyes for someone else, Ava is done with her DJ duty. She's decided to take the time off. She's about to leave. But Janine has even planned something for Ava. Her cousin is there. Her cousin Kwame is there. And he's caught Ava's attention and got her to stick around for a while. So she has Kwame for Ava. She introduces Erica to the emotionally unavailable, fiscally irresponsible, racially ambiguous Simon from the district. And I guess that'll work out for her. What's up?
Can we just? That is Trent from Abbott, or from Never
That's
Have
Trent.
I Ever, right?
Yeah, that's Trent. That's my boy. Yeah,
that is Trent. That is like, I know he has a different name on this show, but also he will forever be like, Trent, why? Eleanor did not let you out of the house this late. I know damn well. All right, you go back.
Yeah. No, I've been dying to say that all season. That is definitely Trent from Never Have I Ever.
Yes.
If you're listening to this and you haven't seen Never Have I Ever on Netflix, please go check it out. It is so good.
Now.
It's
so all good. 4 seasons. It's incredible.
Yeah. But here, Simon is it seems like he's kind of a toxic F-boy. And that seems to be Erica's type, like emotionally unavailable, fiscally irresponsible, racially ambiguous, well-chained as well was another adjective to use to describe Simon. And this is right up Erica's alley. So, she's got some eye candy. Ava's got someone to keep her attention. And even Gregory has somebody who could keep his attention because Olivia has shown up. And I was like, who invited you?
Avi, not Zach.
Avi. Right. Why did this happen? I'm not quite sure. Because Zach's there. Avi's there. It seems like maybe Olivia might be there for Gregory, but they don't really interact. It's like I was happy that Gregory doesn't give her the time of day. Like we saw that. You fumbled that relationship. Olivia, love yourself, But it seems like the moment she showed up, there was like a shift, right? Mr. Johnson leaves the Domino's corner. Olivia's there, and then everything starts to go to hell. And I'm thinking that this is where our problem lies, right? Because Olivia's phone dies. She needs a phone charger. Janine goes to charge said phone, and there's a power outage. So I'm really thinking that I'm not blaming Olivia for this, but this is around the part of the party where I'm like, all right, we're starting to see some shenanigans.
Yep, because the whole ecosystem is thrown off. Not necessarily because of Olivia, but because Janine needed everybody to stick to their assigned roles in her head and go from there, right? Like they needed to just stick to the plan that she made for them. And, life can't always go according to a very specific plan.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and again, Mr. Johnson moves out of his Domino's corner, and it just, the plans are going to hell. We even see that they're no longer watching We Are the Millers; they're watching Wakanda Forever. Which, I mean, look at the material.
It was not supposed to be a thought-compelling movie that was on, but like again, Angela Bassett, right? Like,
right. What are you talking about?
All I'm saying though is there are better Angela Bassett movies where her character lives through the whole thing. So let me just, I know.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. Precisely.
Basically, Marvel, you're on notice. You've been on notice because you know
Count
what
your
you
days.
did, and it was unnecessary.
Right, and we will remind you here on the Abbott Elementary Recap podcast because you how dare you?
Yeah, how dare you?
But yeah, we go from We Are the Millers to Wakanda. We go from the hip hop sounds of the 90s and 2000s to the what was it? The white bops. And so yeah, just the whole feel of the party is starting to change, and Janine is losing grasp of it. It also does not help that people are drinking heavily. The alcohol is kicking in. Barbara is not drinking wine coolers.
Nope, she is drinking dark liquor, rum, like a pirate. Shout out. I assume that was a shout out to Survivor Pearl Islands, my guess.
Yeah, correct.
We
The
are
correct
we are
lineup.
Sandra Diaz Twines first and people second. Yeah.
Yes. And yeah, DJ District is in charge. Barbara's drunk. Everyone's dancing. Shoes are off. Things are in disarray. And then that's when Janine goes and blows the fuse, plugging up Olivia's phone. Thankfully, of course, Mr. Johnson is there to fix it. But while the lights are off, okay, Mr. Morton correctly identifies it. Okay, butterfly, something's happening. Well, Mr. Johnson, I'm sorry, correctly identifies it. Something's out. Something's wrong. We should be paying attention to what's about to happen. So we find Janine and Gregory in her bedroom. The lights are off. She's got the battery powered lights on. It's awkward at first, and then it starts to get tense. They start talking about summer program, and they start reminiscing on Gregory's journey from wannabe principal to full blown teacher that actually cares about the students. And then they just start getting closer and closer. And I'm thinking, This is the moment.
We knew it.
And then the lights come on. Mr. Johnson fixes the lights. I don't know. So to me, this was overkill. At this point, I felt like, all right, do it or don't. I'm done playing with y'all. Like at this point, I'm all in on the relationship happening right now. I don't want to see her date Manny. I don't want to see anything else. Exactly. That was the moment where I gave up. I was like, all right, if we don't get it at season 3, I will be coming into season 4 demanding the relationship now, Exactly.
I am done being nice.
Exactly. But after this, one of the better conversations that I've seen on the show happens between Mr. Johnson and Janine, where they kind of talks about Janine's struggles with what's going on with Gregory. Now, I'm sure Mr. Johnson knows exactly what's going on because everybody does. Anybody with eyes can see the will they, won't they happening between these two people, the chemistry, the fact that they're ignoring their feelings. And he tells her, jobs come and go, and then you move on. And he assures her that everything will be all right. And to me, I've never felt so sure about anything in my life the moment he said it. You know what I'm saying?
He said that he always found it harder to live with regrets than consequences. My mind went like, oh my, this is what I needed to hear today.
Yes, because consequences will happen and then you move on. But those regrets linger, they just do.
I immediately went and keyed all my ex's cars after this.
That part. Look, yes. F consequences.
I'd rather live with the consequences than the regrets.
Right. Because imagine your whole life thinking, what if I hadn't keyed that car, right? What if I hadn't hadn't licked Jolly Ranchers and put it on top of their car on a hot day to rip the paint off? What if I'm not
put sugar in their gas tank,
Right. Like, but put baloney on the car's paint job. See what happens.
Let them go enjoy their day? Absolutely not.
Right. What if I didn't take all the batteries out of the remotes in their house, just to torture them? You know what I'm saying? Not to suggest that anybody would do that or that I would ever do that. But what if you didn't? What
if I didn't go and take all of their right shoes? Just the right.
Right. And then take the laces out of the left ones. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we really doing here? If you don't do those things, you hate to really live with those consequences and those regrets, right? You hate to live with those regrets. Consequence me, please, right now. And I think that's what Janine needed to hear because she was so concerned at this point about what happens, right? What happens if this doesn't work out and she has to leave her job at Abbott? What if Gregory has to leave his job at Abbott? And to that, I'm like, Janine, you were seconds away from leaving your job at Abbott anyway.
That literally already happened. You're all fine.
You spent the whole semester away from each other and you seem like you did okay. I think we'll
grow up, Janine.
Seriously. So the party ends up getting back to its old dopeness. It was a great time. I was very proud of Janine and being able to make this happen. But as they're winding down, she has to walk everyone out. And Barbara's drunk. Melissa's drunk. The people from the district seemingly had a good time, but they're lingering. Janine is trying to get Gregory and Jacob and her friends to linger as well, but they're not. They leave. Gregory essentially just walks out and shuts the door in her face. He doesn't do it on purpose, but yeah, I didn't love that. Did you? I flinched a little bit.
He is so damn lucky that he has Jacob. I'm sorry. Like, Chris Perfetti, please someone get this man his Emmy. He was the glue of this season. Like the glue, the super gorilla glue that held this like fragile relationship on like by a thread. I cannot emphasize how important Jacob was this season.
Yeah, Simon and Erica have gotten into a relationship and broken up in this time as well. So, there a lot have happened at this party, but definitely Jacob is holding on to what little fabric of this relationship we have left, because throughout this party, Gregory has now confirmed that he's okay, he's over it. Like, okay, I guess I'll never be with Janine. It's not gonna happen. Manny's here. She's walking us out while Manny gets to stay. They're obviously dating. I'm so sad. Woe is me. And I'm just like, you dummy, open your eyes. She's right there.
And Jacob and Erica physically turn him and say, go back, go back.
Yeah. Yeah, because he sees Manny walking out. They see Manny walking out. Erica says, Gregory, she doesn't like Manny. She told him that she didn't want to date him because she already had eyes for someone else, and I wonder who that could be. And so,
What could it be?
yeah. So this is our Ross and Rachel moment, where you open the door and they didn't get on the plane. Like that. That's kind of how this felt, because Janine is telling the cameras, I think I want to try to make this thing work with Gregory. Like, I was really trying to. Like, I like him. I like him a lot. I'm ready. She says it out loud. I was like, okay, we got action. And when she turns around to go chase after him, he's already at the door and he fixed her light bulb.
He fixed her light. This was very important to me.
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously, that's the same as sex. So they had sex when he fixed the light, obviously.
Yeah,
and then,
that was like, I hope they use protection,
Right. Well, now when he fixed the light. Yeah.
Now when he fixed the light. That was a lot. That was like, I think I might have gotten pregnant from that. Like, that was, right? Like, that was something. That was something. But, whew, it's okay. It's okay. We moved past it. It ended on a good note.
Mm-hmm.
Because Janine and Gregory are finally together.
They're together. We did it, y'all. We did it. Yeah. The episode ends with them kissing, Gregory giving the cameraman a look as he pushes us on out the door, and then them making eye contact with the cameraman one more time as they're looking through the window trying to get the footage. Look, we have not given the camera people enough credit this season, but all right.
Those were professionals. They are trained in the Maury Povich School of Cinematography, because they were getting all the angles there. Bravo to them.
Yes, and our episode ends with just that. Gregory and Janine are together. The other teachers are recovering from their night out by doing handstands in front of Abbott Elementary, and all seemingly well in the world of Abbott. Gia, what's next? What do we do now? We got it.
I don't know. I mean, we have season 4 coming, right? Like, that has already been confirmed. And I'm assuming 10 more seasons after that.
Obviously.
But I think I don't know if they're going to start with the beginning of the new school year, or if they're going to do like some summer episodes, trying to change things up a little bit. But I'm really excited to start seeing like the beginning stages of Janine and Gregory's relationship, like them just navigating, going from friends to like a little flirtmance to being in a full relationship now. And to see some of those like really cute moments, and also navigating, working and dating in the same place, and how they navigate that, especially in like a elementary school, because kids are nosy.
Yeah. Oh, kids are messy. Kids are messy. They're gonna air their stuff out. There's no way that Gregory and Janine keep this a secret, though.
Nope.
So the entire school is gonna know that this happened.
Yeah.
And I kind of like that. I like that. I don't want to do the whole like them sneaking around. Oh yeah, are they together? Are they not together? Like, no, I want them to they show up to the first day of school holding hands. Just lean into it. I want it to be as cute as possible, so that Melissa and Ava and all the other teachers can just laugh in their faces and be like, "Grow up. We're adults here. Stop it."
Yeah. I feel like that part's not going to happen, because they're going to be like they're both such awkward individuals. They're going to be their super awkward selves, especially around the kids. And I cannot wait for the kids to take advantage of every single awkward moment that is coming their way, because those those kids are menaces, but we love them.
Yeah. Do you feel like there's any world where we get some turmoil in this relationship in the early next season, or is it going to be smooth sailing for a while?
I think like there's already going to be like a conflict in quotations of it being like we are navigating a new relationship while we work together. And also we do have adult coworkers, but our job involves children, which I feel like is a whole other beast, you know? So I feel like
Hmm.
there's enough going on in the world of Abbott Elementary that it doesn't need another conflict specifically. But I'm hoping any, especially at this stages of the relationship and what we have already seen Janine and Gregory go through, both as individuals and as a pair. I want it to be a little as drama free, no intense drama, you know, like not
Hmm.
for a while, because I want to believe and imagine that like any big drama that is coming their way, they are going to be able to overcome no matter what. Even if it, you know, it gets a little messy, we get it, but I'm looking forward to them navigating Abbott Elementary as a couple.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be so much fun because,
Yeah.
of course, they're both awkward and lovable in their own way. But then you also have, some very intense, hilarious teachers around who are going to be dying to make fun of them.
Yes, exactly. Like that is the
Yeah.
conflict right there, is their coworkers.
Oh yeah, because I mean, the double dating situation probably between Jacob and Ivy, along with Gregory and Janine, would be interesting. Ava's going to have a lot to say about this relationship as well. Um, Potentially, Mr. Morton might be around to be a negative Nancy about it all and just keep reminding them that, hey, this isn't going to work out. There's ways to make this drama feel without them having to go through anything
Yeah.
super tumultuous. And we can still enjoy this cutesy relationship that we've all been wanting since
Yes.
season one.
Yes, exactly. So I'm very excited to see this moving forward.
Yes. So that said, what do you think season three ranks for you in over the span of the three seasons that we've had of Abbott Elementary? Because this was a short one, but we did get the biggest moment of the season so far.
So I don't necessarily think it's fair, right?
Mm,
So, but I'm gonna say this is 3 for 3 with me
okay.
because I think season 2 is just so strong compared to the other 2 seasons. Because season 1, we are figuring the show out itself. Like we're getting to know all the different characters, all the different main characters. The world itself of Abbott Elementary hasn't really been what's it called,
Like
like
fully fleshed
developed yet.
out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like and you know, like we start with our main characters, but one of the things I really liked about the second season is that we got to know all of these other characters, like we, you know, which were missing for a lot of season 3, probably due to the writer strike and because it was a shorter season. And we also had the district storyline. But I just, you know, season 1 is what made me fall in love with Abbott Elementary. So that is like a firm second place for me. But second season is so good. It's the season with the most episodes. It's the season where we get a lot of great relationship development for Janine and Gregory, but also just like a lot of just really iconic episodes in season 2. So I think season 2 has to be like number 1 for me. And also just the um I think like the field trip episode was so good there too when they went to the museum. The Franklin
Yes.
Institute of Science, I think that's the one it was, but
Hmm.
oh, it was so good.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard for me to choose too. I really hate to put season three last, and only based on the fact that season three had some of my favorite episodes of all time. Right,
Yeah.
like the breakups episode where we get well, not even the breakup. For let's start with career day 1 and 2. Right, we get
Oh,
Ava
that
doing the
is
back
true.
that ass up dance to to like to come back into life to fix herself. I was like, man, that's such a crazy moment. We of course have the largest, like biggest names in as far as celebrities for special guests this season. Cree Summers there, Bradley Cooper, Jalen Hurst, Tatiana Ali. There's so many big names. I love the panel episode as well. The breakup episode was really good. There's just so many where I'm like, man.
You know what was good? My favorite episode this season, the drug awareness episode.
Yes,
So
the
good.
smoke episode was so good. I'm talking about that's like a top 5 episode of Abbott, period. And so I'm like, man, there was such high highs in season 3 that I hate to put it last, but I have to agree with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, season 2 is probably like the perfect blend of what you want in Abbott Elementary now that we have like our characters and we had so much time with them. Because due to the writer's strike, we were just robbed of so many episodes of season 3. So you know, but I'm very happy. I'm very happy. I don't think season 4 is going to be any slouch. Like I'm pretty sure they're going to come out swinging with season 4. They have plenty of time. They got the writers all back, and then we have a more robust cast of people to play around with. You know, are we going to get more Cree Summer? Probably. You know, I would love to see it.
So.
Yeah, bring back Melissa's sister. Bring back Tatiana Ali. There's a few of these characters that we could really see coming back and being bigger names. And I would love that. I'm sorry. This has been so much fun to talk about these 3 seasons and to obviously to watch season 3 unfold the way it did. And we have so much hope for season 4, knowing that we finally got the relationship we've all been dying to get. So that said, Gia, is there anything else we missed from these 2 episodes?
I gotta say, just real quick, Tatiana Ali, I think really kind of climbed the ranks this episode for like my favorite of the guest stars. Who knew such a versatile actress that she could act as both Ashley and Hillary Banks
At the same time.
At the same time, like the girl has range.
Mhm.
I love her. Loved that. Loved all the Mr. Johnson moment. This was just 2 amazing episodes to round out season 3, and it made me very excited for season 4.
Yes, so excited for season 4, which we know it's already been renewed, so we know it's coming. It's just a matter of when, and so we get to sit back and wait as they develop the next season of one of our favorite shows on television, and probably the show that everybody should be talking about. So if you're not talking about it, start talking about it now. So let everybody know how great Abbott Elementary is, and then of course direct them right over here to Recap Kickback, and for the Abbott Elementary post show recap with me and my lovely co-host Gia. Gia, it has been so fun. Thank you so much for joining me on this new podcast journey that I have, Recap Kickback. I could not do this without you. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Chappell. It has been so much fun recapping Abbott Elementary season 3, but also being part of the Recap Kickback family. I still struggle to say it sometimes, but it's been so great. And we love it. We are excited. I'm excited for the summer because that gives us more time to do like the short one-off episodes that get like some fun projects in during those times. So I'm excited for what's coming in store, both for just like our respective content creator universes, but also for Recap Kickback as a whole.
Yes. Thank you so much. Gia, let everybody know where they can find you in the meantime.
Yes, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at Classically Gia for all of my reality TV shenanigans. On Silent Podcast, Chappell and I just finished recording the Survivor 46 finale, which was great. I actually uploaded it like not that long ago, so like it is up there. So like take a look. We have a lot of things to celebrate. I will just say that on Survivor 46 and 47. And I also am recapping Top Chef Wisconsin season 21. I just experienced the worst elimination of my life, so I know, yeah. So I'm just, I am going through it, but there is no better place for me to vent all of my hurt feelings than with the Quickfire Queens on Silent Podcast. So definitely check that out. And then on Inside Survivor, I did our last roundup, me and Christine Palin, for which one was it? Oh my God. For Survivor 46. And now in the off season, we are starting 50 for 50, which is where we have 50 write-ups. I'm writing 10 of them about 50 contestants that we want to see for Survivor 50, which has been confirmed to be a returnee season.
About that elimination, better or worse than Trey Wilcox?
Oh my God. I was equally devastated. This was, Trey
Well,
Wilcox was
you
like
think
that,
Top Chef can't hurt you anymore, they give you the same hurt over and over again, you know?
but that was the elimination that radicalized me. Like I like that was, and it was a Thanksgiving episode because I remember being in my grandparents' basement, all pissed off. Gary Hagaboom had just gotten kicked off of Survivor Guatemala, and then Trey Wilcox was eliminated from Top Chef season 3. It was literally, I think that was the worst day of my life. Worst day of my entire life. And this one was just as bad. You just like, there's just so many bad feelings came up with that.
I am so sorry, Gia. Thank you so much for not being dramatic about this at all, and for joining me.
This is exactly how I'm feeling.
Yeah, no, yeah. Thank you so much for giving your authentic feelings about those eliminations, and of course your authentic thoughts, and coming here as your authentic self on Recap Kickback. It's been a pleasure talking to you. Of course, you can check me out on here as well. I'll add Gia's recent podcast appearance to the show notes as well, so that you can see our collaboration over there talking about Survivor on Silent Podcast. And then if you want to keep up with more of what we have going on, check out Recap Kickback on all social media platforms at Recap Kickback. That's right. Go to recapkickback.com/subscribe to subscribe to the podcast. If you're listening to this on the Abbott Elementary A Post Show Recaps feed, please come join us here on Recap Kickback, because we will not be able to continue that podcast feed much longer. So come on and check us out over here, where we'll be hosting all of those recaps and more. But in the meantime, for Gia and for myself, you ain't got to go home, but we hope to catch you next year when class is back in session. Until then, bye. Peace.